Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Misery. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, Misery is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Kino Lorber. It comes in a standard slipcover edition, available at all your online retailers. Now, as far as the film itself goes, we know, of course, that this was based off the works of Stephen King, which I actually did read that story, and directed by Rob Reiner, starring James Caan and Kathy Bates, which is pretty much the role that made her really, really well known and famous. I really enjoy the film. It's a great suspense story. It has a lot of good, a lot of the film does take place in the interior of Annie's home. I think it's shot in such a way that it adds to a lot of tension and just some good general moodiness. You know, this is supposed to be a home, but it kind of has a foreboding look to it. And just even the performances, I think, you know, while Kathy Bates is obviously the standout as Annie, James Caan as Paul, I think, really kind of gets overlooked in this film. I think it's really well done. It moves at a wonderful pace. It's tense, it's very dramatic, and honestly a really good thriller. It holds up extremely well today, and I just recommend the movie enough. It's really just one of those films you should absolutely see at least once. Okay, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment, but first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have Misery on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Kino Lorber. I like the slipcover. It's really kind of tells the story. It's a very, very nice image quality. Then we have the back, and then the spine. Interior, the same. And unfortunately, no disc artwork, just your standard Kino Lorber. So now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Misery on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 185:1 aspect ratio with native 4K resolution and HDR10 and Dolby Vision for the grading. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision encode. Now, the film has a very light layer of film grain and it looks very cinematic and appropriate. I didn't have any issues in that area. It looks very good. The 4K resolution does offer a nice upgrade when it comes to detail, barring a few soft shots from time to time. Those up-close shots of Paul and Annie, the really up-close ones, you know what I'm talking about, look well-defined. And when Paul's in bed at the beginning of the film and he's covered in bruises, you get that extra layer of texture, and I think it looks really good here on 4K. Also, Annie's home really stands out, especially with mid-level and close-up shots. They look great. You get the extra bit of detail in those areas. While this is not the most colorful of movies, Dolby Vision does a good job with what it has. I would say what particularly stands out for me is the snowy landscape outside of Annie's home, especially during the daytime. It looks very beautiful. And other aspects such as clothing that both Paul and Annie wear look great. They look natural. And fire also really has, I would say, a good vibrancy to it. And there are other earthy tones that really stand out nicely, and I think overall look very good. Black levels during the nighttime scenes look very appropriate and deep, and I will say shadow detail also stands out here. Look at the scene when Paul and Annie are having dinner, and you get that extra bit of contrast with the lighting sources. I think overall it's handled very well in this 4K disc. Misery on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 audio presentation. Essentially, this is the same audio track ported over from the existing Blu-ray. Now, normally when I get a 4K disc, I would really like an Atmos upgrade or something equivalent to that. But for here, I think it's okay with the DTS. It doesn't really scream like terribly immersive as a film, and the audio track is fine for what it is. Considering it's very front heavy with dialogue, there isn't a whole lot of surround activity to really take full advantage of something that would be worthy of an Atmos setup. But that being said, I still really enjoy the audio track. It does a lot of good heavy lifting, and especially with dialogue, and overall it's a very enjoyable listening experience. The center channel handles dialogue very clean and clear. Even during the more loud Annie moments, I didn't notice any clipping in the center channel. And the front speakers, they sound great. Once again, there's a very front heavy type of mix, and it handles everything very nicely. And the rear speakers, there's not a whole lot going on back there. I only noticed them really maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the film, but they do kick on. It's just not something that's going to be prominently featured. And the LFE channel, it's, in a word, subtle. There isn't a whole lot of use for it, but it does kick in. It's just not something that I would say you would absolutely notice or feel in your seats. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Misery on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a B+. The image quality on this disc is very nice. It's cinematic, resolution looks very good, colors are natural, and black levels are pretty spot on. Overall, the picture quality here I feel is much improved over the Blu-ray, and hopefully you will enjoy it. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a B. The DTS 5.1 is a very serviceable audio track. The movie is very front heavy, it handles all those scenes very well, and while there isn't a whole lot of surround sound activity, it does kick on from time to time. The movie itself sounds very good on 4K, and it's a very good listening experience. So that is my review of Misery on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking this up for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.